You know, I just realized we're filming a New Year's special at night in the dark. Lord knows where I'm going to be New Year's at night. And it's not going to be fucking filming a podcast.
Are you working?
Well, the podcast will be filmed.
Vikings are playing the Packers 8-10.
Go, Pack, go. You want to sign us in?
He's got one shtick.
I've got one stick.
He's doubling down on it.
I've got one.
He's got 4 sticks. He's got a stick in his leg.
He's got to get his Vikings talk in at least once per episode.
I have to because we're playing the Packers tonight. 10.
We're gonna get deep on this.
9.
One.
Okay.
8.
You got deep
7.
questions?
Not really,
6,
but we're gonna talk about girls.
5. 4.
More of
3.
Like life.
2.
Relationships.
1.
Feliz Navidad.
That's Christmas.
Oh, that is Christmas.
Ten.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,
3.
2, 1. Happy New Year!
Welcome to the Thunderdome.
Welcome to the New Year's edition of the Middle Grounds Pod. We've got Amir, the Zen Daddy, Mikey, the Big Bulldog, big Vikings fan, Sunday Night Football, best team in the world, Sharp. We got Brucey. And Dingy Dingbacks over there hitting nothing but hammers. All right, boys. New Year's, how was our Christmas? What we got going on?
Yep.
Another year gone by?
Mike,
Another year gone by?
you're beautiful.
Oh. I thought you were saying Mike.
I was.
Okay. Another year gone by? I feel pretty good about 2023. I feel like I had some major life accomplishments. I feel like whenever we go into the new year, people are too set on what they're going to do the year before, or the next year coming. Like I don't want to think more about 2024 and my goals for 2024. I want to think about what I did right, what I did wrong in 2023.
Preach.
In 2023, I got engaged.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate it. Big step in my life. Very happy about it. Got a promotion. Very, very excited about
Also,
that.
congratulations.
Thank you. Took on a lot more responsibility, a lot more stress, but at the same time, helped me achieve my goals. So I'm very excited about that.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Were those goals you set last year?
No.
Nice.
Normally my New Year's goals, and I think this has something to do with the holidays. My New Year's goals usually revolve around health and getting just like a more active lifestyle. I think with Thanksgiving really triggers that. Thanksgiving, Christmas, as you get close to those, you start eating a little more. You always put on a little weight around the winter, and I think that really just puts in my head like, man, I'm not who I used to be. I need to get my health and my activity right.
Who did you used to be?
Used to be a more active person. Used to be in the gym more.
I mean, you're still pretty fit.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty fat, but pretty fit.
Yeah, but I'm not. I again, wasted potential. You know what? We're focused on the key of being the best you could possibly be in every trait of your life, every aspect of your life, and I think I have a lot of room to grow, health and exercise wise, and I think that's something I have the most control over. Right? Like everyone has control over being active, making healthy decisions, job, income, relationships. All of those are more up to chance. But if you really if you want to be healthy, you can make the options or the choices that are going to lead you down that path. So, yeah.
There's nothing worse in this world than wasted talent.
Wasted potential,
yeah.
man. That's
Or
what I say.
wasted
It's my biggest
time.
fear.
Yeah,
Wasted
wasted time
talent.
is awful.
No, I like that you're less focused on it revolving around New Year. Once you start focusing on things daily, I feel like life is so much better versus the traditional, it's New Year's, what's your New Year's resolution? What do you want to accomplish? Like, it limits yourself to 1 year, which is fine. But it's too traditional for me. Yeah. And we're 30. So I'm at the point of going against tradition.
Yeah, stop making it a yearly thing. Just do it.
Yeah.
Like Nike says, just do it, man. Stop always, I'm going to start on the 1st. I'm going to start on Monday. Fuck that. Start right now.
It's true. I heard two things over the past couple weeks, and two things that stuck with me. The first was a goal is a promise you make to your future self.
Okay.
Where did you hear
What's
that
this?
at?
Well, no, I want to hear the second thing first.
The second thing was, it wasn't necessarily like a specific quote or a statement like that, but it was more so like tradition brings the family together, and it gives the reason, or it gives family more of a reason to continue routines, right? Which can be a plus and minus. I think traditions are good because it holds people into like the foundation of what family and relationships are, right? You continue traditions of coming home for Christmas, you continue traditions of doing your like superstitions, doing New Year's, all these things that kind of bring the family together and make you relate to each other. So those are just two big things I took going into the holidays this year.
Where did you hear that saying? 'Cause I feel like I heard that saying recently, but there was another one with it about a promise is a lie to yourself. I think it's David Goggins.
Wasn't
the-
David Goggins.
Or
I think I probably just read it online, let's be honest. I probably saw it on like an Instagram caption or a TikTok. Who knows?
it might have been on Joe Rogan. I think it was on Joe Rogan. They were talking about Tony Ferguson's fight camp with David Goggins.
Yeah.
And that's where he said something along the lines of a promise is a lie to yourself or something. Some variation of that. Like if you
Right.
promise yourself something, you're not going to achieve it.
What?
Something of that nature.
Well, you just said the exact opposite of what I just said.
No, you said a goal.
A goal is a
A
promise to your
your-
future self.
Yeah, and then a promise is a lie to your or something of that nature.
That's two completely different mindsets.
I think it's labeling it a promise versus
A goal.
A goal.
Yeah, they start with like a goal is a promise to yourself or something like that. And
my
then
goal is this versus I promise I'm going to do this.
Yeah, a promise to yourself is a lie or something of that nature.
I mean, it makes sense if you think about it.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you're looking at a promise in two different ways. Like I think if I see it as because right now I have a goal, right? I have a goal of where I want to be in 6 months,
Sure.
right? And so that's telling myself, hey, I need to start making decisions now that lead me to there in 6 months. But if I'm saying, if I think of it as I'm making a promise to my future self, I'm thinking me in 6 months, looking back, would I be upset with myself for making the wrong choices over that time period, right? So I think that puts more weight on myself because in reality, for those kind of goals, I'm the main person I'm letting down.
I don't know. I feel like if you promise yourself something, you're much less likely to do it as opposed to setting the goal. Like if you set a goal, it's more attainable than saying, I promise I'm going to do that, because if you fail, like you're almost guaranteeing yourself you're going to fail on a promise. I think. I don't know.
That's how you look at promises.
No, I mean, like you can't promise yourself I'm going to lose 35 pounds in the next 6 months. What if you like break your leg? Your promise is broken, right? But if you set a goal to get to 35 and you don't get to 35,
Well,
You
you're
can just-
you're adding perspective of time into it now because
Yeah.
you're saying there's a time limit tied to the promise.
I was just saying a general promise.
But now that I think about it, if you add time, then you could go both ways.
Yeah, with the goal.
with
and
a
the
goal or a
promise.
promise. But
Yeah.
if you eliminate the time aspect,
I'd have to look and see what he actually said.
don't quote us on this.
I don't
But
remember,
We heard
but-
two very different
But
quotes.
what I heard it when they said it, I was like, that's pretty fucking pretty good.
The only thing I think
you
of.
took it in a negative way. I took mine in a very positive, like I need to be honest and truthful.
No,
to
the way they
myself.
said it was a negative way. That's the way I took it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
That's how they said it.
That's the difference in influence.
Yeah, the only thing I think of when you guys say that is when they say don't practice what you're going to go up and say to a girl because you'll never say it.
That's
That's
fair.
the only thing I thought of when you guys said that.
That's fair, but I don't think I've ever practiced saying something to a girl.
Great job.
Yeah.
He's like, I still don't say it, but
I still don't say it,
But still.
but there's no practice.
no, practice makes perfect.
This is gonna be very telling of myself and my thought process. But so my significant other is a is a triplet. She has two sisters, right? And so there are times like whenever I've been told that I'm a bad storyteller, which we'll see here. But so sometimes I need to walk myself through what I'm gonna say because I'll ramble, I'll get caught up in what I'm saying, and I'll get lost in a sentence. And so before I brought up something to the group, I would like mouth it to myself and like, does that sound right? Does that sound, like something they're going to understand? And so I would occasionally do that. I would be off on my own. I'd mouth something to myself. Well, my significant other's sister was like, you know, it's kind of strange. I noticed Bryce talks to himself sometimes. and you know, I was told that, and I immediately knew what they were referring to, and it's because I will literally go through and I just have to like work through what I'm going to say, and I've noticed that with myself, like public speaking, doing presentations, I will do that. I'll just work through
It's like a little
my
hype
line. It's a little hype game. It's a little prep. There's no way to practice that, right? So that's my version of practice.
You could do the Robert De Niro. You talking to me?
You
Talking to
Ooh,
You
somebody
say
else
this?
in here.
Yeah.
You bring this to me on my daughter's wedding, the day of my daughter's birth.
Wait,
Godfather?
that's a Godfather.
Oh, you didn't see it?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, that's what.
How'd you lose then?
Absolutely unbelievable. This
Brutal.
is
Are you
my
joking?
teammate. This is my teammate.
Damn.
But either way, let's do that. I think that's a good exercise, and I think that's more telling than anything about like our goals for the next year. But Dingman, what do you think you did right, and what do you think you did wrong the past year?
Man, what I do right? Just been there for my friends and family, and that's all I've done right. What I do wrong? Everything other than be there for my friends and family.
What the hell were you?
Started a podcast.
Started a podcast, and that's about it, man. My life's
You reconnected with old friends.
what the hell? Reconnected.
Yeah, we spent more time together in the past couple months than we have in the past 4 years.
You guys are always on my mind.
Come on, bro.
I'm always thinking about you, but now we're actually like
This
connecting.
ain't work. We're hanging out.
What do you mean?
You said working together, so
Yeah, you saying it like we're only seeing each other because we're working together.
No,
We're hanging
I
out,
just
dude.
meant we reconnected.
I mean, that's
what
we
it
is.
have
I agree.
something that brought us together.
Yeah, we're hanging out, dude.
I'm glad that we've done this. I'm glad that we are continuing with it. I think that's the biggest thing. And I'm glad to see you guys every week. You know, for the most part, every week. You know, talking to you guys in the group chat, bullshitting, and just, you know, in general, you guys being around. And I feel like it's better for all of our lives, except for Amir's. Amir's life's just gonna suck anyway. So
Yeah.
just like mine.
Hopefully, good things are coming. Mazel, mazel. Good
Honestly,
things
at
are
this
coming.
point, buddy, you can only hit the bottom. You know, when you're already at the bottom, only
Rock
up from
bottom,
here.
maybe the only way is up. And I'm not addicted to drugs. And I have.
$60 cash.
I can confirm I'm not addicted to drugs.
Yeah, usually rock bottom's addicted to drugs, no money, homeless. I'm none of those things.
I mean, you started the best job of your life.
I did. Maybe the best job of some people's life, but I'm living it.
Sorry, I meant up to this point. Like this is your.
I don't know,
Would you say
dude.
this is your top level job?
I mean, it's the best thing I could be doing with my degree.
Okay.
He did work at Subway for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It was
It
slanging
was
them
like
bags.
3 months. Come on. You
Well
guys
done.
all came in and got a sub from me. That was also 12 years ago.
Right.
Um,
Growth.
but yeah, come on. We all got to start somewhere. You were at McDonald's.
Mhm.
Same
That's
thing.
true.
It's the same thing.
Popping patties, baby.
You're probably getting paid more than me,
Popping patties and popping
and you weren't
patties.
getting caught stealing.
That's fair.
I got caught stealing for my friends stealing.
All right, we're going a little too far back here. Let's stay
You're right.
focused on
I
what you
wasn't
did this
stealing
year.
shit. Not that they.
Got any I don't know. Are you
Any promises that I'm gonna?
No, I don't care about promises or goals or anything like that. That's all what you want to do in your life, man. I think that you should just live your life and do what you want to do as you've done and continue on with it and find you someone to live that life with.
Hell yeah.
But you can't call dibs on girls anymore.
Hell
Did that happen this 2 weeks ago?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I just don't think you should call dibs in general.
Right. How do we feel about?
I don't think dibs are. I don't think you call dibs
you
on
can't
a
call
person.
dibs. You can't call dibs.
You could definitely call dibs.
No.
Now you
dibs
can,
is not a thing
you can,
anymore.
You can say, "Hey,
I got first shot.
I'll shoot first."
That's dibs.
But if you're
No,
but you
that's
can't
not
say I got
dibs.
dibs. That means like I can't do anything. But
Nah,
if
it
you
means
fail,
it means if you fail, then it's fair game.
Right.
okay, so we're good.
I don't care at the end of the day. She lives in Miami.
there we go.
You have no respect. It's fine.
I have no
I
respect.
call dibs.
Who
Amir-
went
Amir-
first?
Him. I gave him his shot.
What do you mean? She approached me and I left to take care of my cousin, which is fine at the end of the day. But you weren't acknowledging.
Was this in public? Like this the first time you met them was out and about, or was
Yeah.
this a friend of a
Yeah.
friend?
Friend of a friend.
It was a friend
of a friend. We all
Okay.
met her
At
at
the
the
end of
same
the day,
time.
She
Different.
don't fuck with neither one of us. But it's nice to
You
think
got a
that,
little spark on you,
it's
brother.
nice to think, oh God,
You're on fire.
the devil's telling me something. The devil's telling me, take it.
That's karma, baby.
Do your best.
That's
Yeah,
karma.
that's what she says. She don't fuck with
Okay.
us.
No, she didn't say that.
Why'd you say that?
She
I
doesn't
just
fuck
say
with
that in
you.
general. You know
Oh,
what I mean?
okay.
Like-
So get me over it, and then you.
It's
you lock her in?
probably more true.
Hey man, I wish
fair
you
enough.
happiness and
I wish myself
prosperity.
happiness.
I'm snagging all your
and
broads.
Hopefully she's in love with you.
No, Amir thinks that I always take his girls, quote unquote.
Yeah,
Amir
I say she's hot, and he's like, yeah, she is kind of hot, and
But
then he
that's
doesn't
not-
ever stop talking about her.
I mean, that's valid.
I'm not allowed to think another girl's hot as he
Hey
also
man,
thinks she's
me
hot.
saying she's hot is, don't
And-
fucking look
And
at her
then he
anymore.
goes,
That's what he.
I always let you shoot first?
Well, that's my thought process. If I'm saying she's hot, that's me saying, yo man, I'm in love with her.
See,
Don't ever
that's-
fucking look at her again.
I always let you shoot first.
Well, the problem is I don't ever shoot. But
Okay, now we see the
no, in Miami it was different. She would shoot with me. I don't know. I told her I don't want any pictures. She came and sat next to me.
That's a hell of a
She
line.
wanted to take a picture.
Really?
Swear to God. That's why I'm like, huh.
Okay, I forget this is a friend of a friend. I thought you just had someone
Yeah.
show up and be like, "Hey, can I take a picture with you?"
Jesus, am I a celebrity?
Yeah, man, you pull it off.
In Miami, everybody's a
You look like
celebrity.
Drake.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
That's a diss.
what's wrong with Drake?
Nothing. Continue.
No, at the end of the day, I don't care. It's not like we were dating and then you swooped in.
I would never do that.
So you say.
I would never do that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're dating the girl, I don't. When she comes up, like if you're dating a girl, we're on fire. I'm sorry. I've done something wrong in my life. Obviously.
Where's our poke
the
and
devil
stick?
can see you lying
Yeah,
right
what
now.
the
Because
fuck?
this
Still on
guy
our
is
poke and
stealing your
stick.
girl.
So the
Can
way
you
I
see me
see
through the
it,
smoke?
I'll get it.
There you go.
the way I see it is, if you're dating the girl, I don't even want to. I want to shake her hand when she shows up. When they try to like give you the hug, I'm like, I just want to. I don't even want. Hello, how are you doing?
They turn into one of the
Good,
guys. At
good
that point.
friend.
They're
I
one
don't-
Of, they're one of the boys.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to hug your girl. I don't want to.
hmm
None of that shit.
That's why. I've always made that a custom. Whenever I go around and say hi, I don't hug the girls, shake hands with the guys. I give them a high five.
Yep, I agree.
Keep at a arm's length distance at all times.
I agree.
Fa-
We got
valid
Fire
point.
Master over here, Airbender.
Uh-huh.
He's my broken hand.
Thought it wasn't broken anymore.
It's still a fracture.
But I don't know. I think in this world you shoot your shot and
Hey, shooters shoot.
shoot a shoot and
To the
ain't
shoot,
that
man.
the truth?
How often would you say? This is a question for the single guys. How often would you say that you go out and? Let me think.
I'm usually too drunk before I can do that.
I don't know what you're.
Whatever you're gonna ask, I'm
Well,
usually
I was
too
gonna
fucked
get
up at that
like,
point.
I feel like most of the time, whenever guys go out, we end up talking to someone that came out with us instead of a stranger. Like that's always like the more common way of like meeting someone.
Oh,
Right.
I've
It's gonna be a friend of a
100%
friend.
settled that the person I'm going to marry is going to be through a mutual friend introducing me.
Thank you, Amir. By the way, appreciate you, brother.
That's what you're getting at? Or me cutting you off?
No, that's no.
gonna
I'm
marry
saying
Nelly.
thank you for introducing me to the person that I'm going to marry.
Oh, that's exactly my mindset.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to
Amir
No,
introduced me
you-
to the
you
woman
get
I'm
credit,
gonna
but
marry.
that's how I expect to meet someone. I'm like, yo,
Right.
put me down with your friends.
No, that's always been how I've been. Like even when I was dating, it was always more so through friends of friends, and it's just easier that way. I feel like I don't know. Every time went out to bars and stuff and met like randoms, it was always I always just felt like it was awkward or creepy or
I think
It just feels forced.
yeah.
I think I've only talked to maybe 2 girls that I don't know going out in my entire life.
hmm
I got nothing to offer you.
Yeah, just leave them alone, dude.
I'm not gonna talk to you. What am I? I'm a good time.
The one girl,
Yeah, we're
You
great
want a
time.
strawberry teeny sweet?
The
You
one
wanna
girl that-
watch me dance?
the one time I did
I'm a
talk to a
dancer.
girl was at Recess in Tallahassee. It was a upstairs club. They had a pool. It was pretty sick.
Sounds pretty fire.
Yeah.
It's a nice club.
Uh,
It's about as close to Miami as Tallahassee gets. Just not very
So
close.
not close, huh?
Not
Yeah.
close.
At the time, I didn't have a car, so the girl drove me home. And
So you ride up on your scooter?
no, I went with you guys.
I know.
And then she took me back.
Just wanted to mention that you had a
And
scooter.
coincidentally enough, she did pop both tires on the right side of her van and
Too soon,
drove
bro.
it another 5 miles to my house and then said, "Do you want to come back to my place?" Sweetie, you don't need to go back to your
Yeah.
place. What's going on here?
Sounds like you're stuck here for the night.
Yeah, no, she did drive away. I don't know what happened to her. Never saw her again.
Yeah, that's it for her.
We
Yeah.
were all in Orlando for New Year's that year, right? At Ethan's house.
Yeah, I was there.
I was
went.
not.
I put my leg through the wall.
Yeah, that was actually a fun trip. You put
That
your
was a
leg
great
through the
time.
wall.
Yeah,
At
someone
that-
sprayed
At the end of the
champagne.
night, it was, hey, if there's a spot on the floor, it's yours.
Yeah.
Who slept on the
Me.
balcony? You
I
know?
slept on the balcony. I watched The Fast and the Furious. It was cold.
Live my
I,
life a quarter mile at a time.
I slept in my car with someone's younger sister. Won't mention any names.
I
And then
remember that.
We drove back to my house. We had a great time.
I do remember that. That's
We
awesome.
cuddled.
Yeah, I slipped and fell on champagne because I was trying to get away from the champagne spray, and I put my knee right through the wall. But I was soaked at that point anyway. So what the hell was the difference? Shouldn't have ran. Fucking idiot.
Anyways, my point of bringing it up was I'm just a fun guy. I'm not here to do anything. I'm a
Just wanted to-
respectful person.
I agree.
Right.
We didn't do nothing.
I agree.
No, I respect that.
I gave her a car to sleep in and a bed to sleep in.
Yeah.
And
Light
it
was
did
nice.
suck.
Wait, you give her a bed in a car? Nope.
No, we drove back to my house like at
Oh, yeah.
6
yeah.
o'clock in the morning, and we spent the New Year together.
I think we all agree that sometimes the best conversations, though I'm not gonna say I think we all agree because this could be a very personal fact, but
throw it out there. It's like, we all agree.
some of the best conversations I've ever had have been literally sitting around a fire with family, with friends. It's usually after like a long night or a long day, either hunting, fishing, drinking. Let's be honest, playing poker out in the middle of the woods, and nothing's better than just sitting around with the guys and
It's just the boys, baby.
exactly.
You
And,
play poker
Yeah, honey
outside in
camp.
a fire?
we would play poker inside, and then we end the night
Oh, okay.
outside by the fire because there's no better way to end a year, end a day, end a night, end a trip than just recollecting with the fellas.
I agree.
Around a nice crackling fire.
Something
and-
about a fire and the way you can just stare into it and
oh,
see your life burning away.
How common in your life is sitting around a fire? Because I can think that I've maybe minus like a couple occasions. The only time I ever sit around a fire is when I'm hanging out with you guys.
yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Hang out with us a lot,
You
That's
are
it.
welcome.
Yeah, good for you.
I know, right?
right? I would say about like maybe 8 or 9 times a year I get to sit around the fire with some
Damn.
loved ones.
Yeah, if I ever find out you're sitting at a fire with other people than us, I will get jealous,
Yeah, no, that's a problem.
and I will be sad.
Sitting around a fire is a pivotal moment
Of
in
course,
anyone's lives.
absolutely.
Do it as often as you can.
I put on that 24-hour YouTube video of a fire burning. I like to picture moments like this.
Every
Is
Christmas.
it an outside fire or is it like a fireplace?
Try to switch it up.
Nice.
Sometimes there's seasonal
Yeah.
ones. Looks a little too fake though.
If there's any resolution you want to get in your life for the new year, for a new month, for a new day, whatever, what I've heard you should do is you should spend as much time in the sun in the morning for as long as you can. So you wake up at 6 a.m. or whatever time you wake up and get outside. The first thing you do, get a cup of coffee, whatever you do in the morning, and get outside and spend as much time outside as you can. And the vitamin D and the sunlight, that's going to brighten your day up for the rest of the day. It's supposed to have long-lasting effects.
Maybe I start
No, I
that.
agree.
To get outside as often as you can, as early as you can, the more sunlight you get in the morning, the better your day is going to be for the rest of the day.
I've made a habit that, which, my laziness kind of feeds into this, but I always keep my blinds open at night, and I always wake up to sunlight, and I feel like that's made it's just a nice thing.
Hopefully-
I'm happier waking up, and it keeps me on a better schedule too. I don't wake up to an alarm. I wake up to the sun in my
Ooh.
eyes, And I think that is a massive jump I've made over the past couple of years.
Yeah, I'm too scared to do that.
Yeah, someone might be waiting outside that window.
I'm on the third floor, so I have a.
I'm on the 6th floor. I'm still terrified. Someone's gonna be sitting on my balcony.
I'm way too comfortable and locked into a nice dark room whenever I want.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see the sun when I wake up.
Amir, you have tinfoil on your windows.
I do not have tinfoil anymore. I invested in,
Blackout curtains.
well, to even further darken my room, I have even.
Get the hell away from me.
Check out our new guest for the night.
Sit down, Bubba.
Get the fuck out
I
of here.
invested in
He's cold. Warm him up.
Get him the hell
window
away from me.
tint,
Window tint.
blackout window tint.
Really?
Maybe you should just get a dungeon.
It's pretty much a dungeon.
Oh, nice.
I spend most of my days there.
Can you lay down?
Don't be fucking having
Days
this
and
dog lay
nights.
down up here. Get the hell out of here.
Mostly
Get
the
the fuck off
nights.
So you feel like,
forgot.
well, I see that's the double-edged sword there, is because I think it's good because you get good sleep. Like, sleep.
I don't get good sleep.
He
That's,
sleeps like
that's the
shit.
thing. Yeah, I sleep like shit. So
Every day.
I get good enough sleep that it makes sense to keep doing that. When I know at the end of the day, my blind should be up. Get that sunlight in. It's a little bit more natural. Feel like a regular human being.
Yeah.
It's dark as fuck in my room.
Why do you think you get bad sleep?
ADHD and OCD.
Are you addressing that?
He
None of
addressed
your
it, sent a letter and
goddamn
everything.
business. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's something I've been working on.
What's your doctor
Yeah.
say?
My doctor says, not much actually. So that's a predicament I'm in. Get yourself a nice psych.
Doctors are all hoaxes.
All they want is your fucking money, but some of them don't, and those are the ones you should talk to. My doctor talks to me for like 4 minutes maximum. He's like, "Hey, how's the medication working?" I'll be like, "Fine." And he's like, "Okay, cool. I want to see you in the next 30 days."
Is it working fine?
Maybe tell him it's not working fine next time.
Exactly. That's my
Listen,
point.
The problem is I have a doctor that I've had those conversations with, and he's not the right doctor, and I'm working on finding another doctor.
How long have you had this doctor?
Maybe like this year. Like he's someone I visited in the past. Yeah, it's
You're
recent.
giving
Like,
someone else a shot, and they're not
I mean,
working out.
the
That's
hard
fine.
part of finding a doctor is if you have health insurance, then you have to stick to the people that are in your network, and then you got to find one that's in your network
Right.
or someone that's referred to in your network, and they all refer the same guy, and you suck. So if you're watching this,
Fuck you.
I've heard
Yeah.
of this. I've heard of this online service where you can speak virtually with a therapist and a doctor in your area.
Taking a poop.
If they decide they want to sponsor this video, reach out to us. Let us know.
yeah, maybe you fix my problems. Maybe I fix my
Maybe
problems.
fix your own problem. There it is.
Maybe I go to the grave with my problems.
That's what it sounds like is gonna happen.
Yeah, go to the grave.
No, I've been addressing it. It's the problem is like it's now you have to go down that rabbit hole of okay, this doesn't work. Now you're trying every drug in the book, and it's just like a repetitive process, which I feel like I could do shit on my own to help. Which we're working on that, but I got my friends to hold me down, and yeah, good things are coming. Mazel mazel.
Mazel,
Yeah.
mazel.
Hopefully.
Anyways, I think the problem with getting told you have a disorder is, one, you have to cope with it. Two, you have to learn about it. And my biggest thing is I always like to learn things on my own by making mistakes. But I mean, there's only so much that you can deal with personally. So I recommend and I advocate go seek help. Talk to a therapist. They rule. Get yourself a nice virtual one, hopefully within your insurance policy, because they are expensive. But yeah, we're working on it. OCD is a hell of a disorder. That shit is.
I don't have it.
Yep, must be nice. You ever laid in bed and thought of things that don't exist and gone down a rabbit hole for hours and hours and
How
hours?
can you think of things that don't exist? If you're thinking of them, they exist.
I mean, they exist make believe.
What do you mean?
Huh?
Just made up scenarios.
Sure, yeah, I do that.
Make up a scenario for us right now.
Okay, I'm here smoking a cigar and
Ranger bites my face off.
Rangers fucking bit Bryce's
But that
face
could
off.
happen.
Now Bryce's beer is exploding on everybody, and I'm getting pissed. And
Right.
now I'm thinking, what the hell? This could have all been avoided.
So it's hypothetical situations.
It's
not
all
necessarily
made up
make-believe.
hypotheticals that
Yeah.
could happen that don't actually ever happen.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Right. I think we have. I think it's a
You
very
may have
common
OCD,
thing for
brother.
most people. No, I don't think it's
No
OCD.
way.
But
It is
again,
OCD. I've been
I'm-
diagnosed. I've looked up the research.
Right. I apologize. I don't mean to say that you don't have OCD for that, but I think that's something that we all experience, is not to the same extent that
yeah,
you do.
correct. I
Right.
mean, I think it's normal to do that, but I would say mine is way more severe than I'd like.
Yeah.
And I think it's way more severe than people would like.
Well, I agree with that. You
I
just
think you're
gotta.
perfect.
Thanks,
What
man.
do you think is a solution for that? I mean, do you think it's medication? Do you think it's something you could do
A
in your own
fucking bullet
time?
to the brain? What do you mean? Like,
All right. I don't
that's what
like
I'm trying to
that.
figure out.
But no, I'm curious. I've dealt with this in the past. I don't think it's to the extent that you have, but I would like to.
I think the solution is learning how to cope with it and potentially medication. But medication can only do so much.
I mean, do you think it's something that a change in your routine could lead to? Like,
Sunlight in the morning.
well, I mean, I don't think sunlight in the morning is necessarily a drastic
I
enough
think-
choice, but
Anything is possible. The problem is actually finding out
right,
the solution.
right. Yeah, I mean, can you think back to a time in your life that this wasn't a problem?
Yeah, right before I fucking kicked my dad in the nuts and he jumped on my head. No, I think it's always been there, but
Yeah.
I think when you ignore, I mean, mental health has definitely been it wasn't a thing when we were younger. Like, it wasn't as big.
It's yeah.
So you don't really think, like, oh, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You
Right.
just toss it to the side. You wake up the next day and keep going. As of now, no, I can't think of a time that has triggered something like this. It could stem to trauma. What's the trauma? I don't fucking know.
Mhm.
Is there a solution for it? I don't think really there's a cure to anything. At the end of the day, I think you kind of cope with it, and what makes you cope with things is what gets you through life.
Yeah.
Because we all got our problems. People label it, people don't label it. They have their vices. They have, they have what gets them through the day. I'm still trying to figure out what keeps me sane, or what I need to keep me more sane the more drastic this thing gets.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be the guy that's going to the doctor every month and saying, no, it's not working at this point. Let's try another medication. Because, medication was never the solution for me.
Yeah.
And I definitely think, as a last resort, if nothing else is working, go that route. But I've tried so many things, and I have a doctor that's just not on the same page as me. So at this point, and what I've tried is not a solution. And I just think, with these flaws, there are bonuses. I just don't know what those bonuses are. I definitely think it helps with creativity and other things, but I'm a work in process,
Do
baby.
you think the
Right.
age of a doctor has to do with any disengagement or any
To an
disconnect?
extent, I mean, I think at the end of the day, they put the time in to know, but when you're a doctor,
it'd be very I feel like definition based, like this is this because of this, not really I guess that's more of a therapist thing. They kind of
yeah, but that's the
take
problem
cause,
with
action, result.
health is that so many things fall into different categories.
yeah.
So it's about experimenting, and that's what
Right.
doctors are doing. They're building themselves in an experiment-based mindset of,
Right.
oh, well, this works with these patients with these things, so this is what I recommend to you. And then if they learn that it doesn't work with you, then they try something else. So at the end of the day, I feel like I'm a experiment
Just a
Well, that's-
rat
I mean,
based
that's
maze.
off
what-
of.
That's what medicine is. Medicine is a science,
Right.
and science is always hypothetical, right? Like, you assume this is the case in most instances, and so you try and apply that as often as you can, and when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So, I mean, I think the key is you just got to keep trying different things and find what works for you. I think a doctor can definitely play a big part if you don't feel like they're giving you the time of day. That's the number one thing a doctor should do, is have good bedside manner. So I think you're on the right track. I know whenever I felt like that, and it happened a lot when I was working from home. When I was working fully remote during COVID, I just wasn't moving around enough during the day, and so at the end of my days, I just had too much energy. I'd be restless, and my brain would just wander too often. I had a really hard time sleeping. The main thing that fixed me is not, I wouldn't say fix me, but like kind of negated the symptoms was just staying active, extending my day as long as I could. I still don't get the sleep I should be because I go to bed very, very late and wake up relatively early. But that's the main thing is like I have to make myself as tired as possible when I am ready for bed so that I can actually go to sleep.
I have noticed as we got older, I got lazier. You know, you get carried away with work and a social life or whatever.
Right.
Like, the last thing I want to do is go be active because now it's more work. I have noticed a change from being active and not being active, but it's also, I don't know. It's just so much harder now to get back into a routine like that.
Yeah.
Which was something I wanted to bring up, which was discipline and how you guys stay disciplined. But I feel like I've been talking the most, so I'm.
No. I mean, you're 100% right. Like discipline is. Me and Sharp had two months where that's the word we repeated to each other constantly. Is because we both need more of that in our lives, and it's like it goes back to the. I don't want to keep resorting to this, but the promises we make to our future self, I think that is the definition of discipline is saying, hey, we are going to achieve this by this time. It doesn't have to have a time limit, but we're going to constantly be working towards that, right? And that's all discipline is constantly working towards a specific goal. And I think discipline is like the number one thing a lot of us lack and we need to work towards. That can be anything from activity to, even certain things that I've noticed, like right now, my job is pretty demanding. There's always more work to be done. And I need to be more disciplined about saying, hey, 6 p.m. needs to be my cutoff. After 6 p.m. at work, I need to go and do things that are benefiting myself, which is, going to the gym, going home, doing laundry, cleaning the house, cooking, those sort of things. And a lot of times I'm not disciplined enough because I'll get carried away with work that I let those other things fall apart. So people have to look at discipline in multiple different ways. It can't just be, doing the hard stuff. It's making sure that you are taking care of all the aspects of your life consistently, staying organized so that you're not having to play catch up with exercise, with cleaning, with, just being an adult in general. So I think it's important that we all keep that in mind.
Yeah, something I saw recently was discipline is the biggest form of self-love you can give yourself. Because it keeps you accountable for the things that you need to get done that are going to help you get to where you want to go and make you feel the best. And it all revolves around discipline. I don't want to go to the gym. I need to go to the gym. Am I going to stick through feeling like shit, putting myself through a workout to feel better long term? That's what discipline is. And, just speaking about the gym and, maybe a little bit of mental clarity out of it. But once I saw that, it kind of put things in perspective of something people should, at least listen to and maybe use to guide them in situations like this. Because at the end of the day, I think I'm a big advocate for being active and self-care and finding those vices outside of abusing, a substance or something like drinking or binge eating. I think the gym is great. It sucks now, but it's short-term sacrifice for long-term, clarity. And another video I saw was going out drinking makes you feel good right then and there, but it makes you feel like shit the next day. And running makes you feel like shit while you're doing it, but you'll feel so much better afterwards.
Well,
and
that's
something I've been wanting to do is start running, but I was never a runner, and running sucks to me. So it's like getting through that hurdle, getting through that discipline and that mental block of going out and embracing it, getting through it, and getting into that routine. But I think that naturally comes with age. But I mean, everyone has their own problems and their excuses. But it's just more of, are you capable of getting through it? I think we all are. At the end of the day, they're all excuses of what we're coming up with. You just got to stop making excuses and go do it. But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's funny because exactly to your point. It's like me and Sharp, we were working out every single day. Like we couldn't wait to go to the gym whenever we were working out. And this was maybe 8 months ago, not even, probably less than that. But there was no better feeling than like after the gym you get a pump, like you feel stronger than ever. Like we would walk home like energized, just hyped up, and we loved that. That was great. And we fell out of the routine. I was traveling. I was off doing things. I couldn't go to the gym anymore, and that happens. But the main thing is, which this is a separate conversation. I don't necessarily want to go down this road, but I think there's so many ways now that we can get immediate gratification, and we turn to those instead of doing things like, even though it takes a 30-minute workout in the gym to feel that kind of satisfaction in ourselves and feel that strength, but we would rather go watch a quick 6-second video or a YouTube video, and it just gives us that like dopamine rush. And it's a dangerous slope to go down.
Gotta get back on that horse,
It's true.
What about you, Sharp?
What about me?
What do you think about discipline?
Lock
it in.
Lack the discipline, I think, in my life. So he's not wrong. We spoke a lot about kind of holding yourself accountable and how important it is for your personal life, but haven't made many changes to that. So still an opportunity.
Do you ever reflect on why you're not, or why you're making excuses, or why you change, and like?
I think really the reason that we kind of stopped going to the gym was, the routine stopped a little bit when he started traveling a lot, but they shut the gym down at our apartment, and I didn't want to fucking drive to LA Fitness, so
True.
It's a lot easier just to go to the gym every day when it's a walking distance. I also work like every single day, so you kind of making excuses, but at the same time, I don't want to work, an overnight job for 10 hours and then go cook somewhere for 6 hours and then go hit the gym for an hour and then come home and then do it again.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I don't know when it started. I want to say, right? I graduated in 2017 when it was just convenient to go to the gym after class, before class. But going right into work and then finding that time is such a big, respect to people that fucking do it and still do it. One of my buddies, he crushes it. He makes time for the gym every day. And he graduated, I think, a semester after me. Still in shape, still yoked. I'm over here living my best life. But
Hell yeah.
do you guys ever self-reflect on your actions? Speaking on discipline and holding yourself accountable, because I find that living in my window tint, night-shaded room where it's always dark, all I do is reflect, which I think is a plus of having OCD, because my thoughts allow me to reflect on not everything I think of is made up. So it's like I do think of situations that happen and why things happen and what was said and, ABC, etc. So I go down that rabbit hole trying to find a learning experience. And I find I do that. I find I do it more than other people because I'm more vocal about it. But do you guys do that at all? If not, and you guys ever speak on it?
I don't ever really sit back and recollect on things that have happened or that could happen or anything like that. I kind of just very go with the flow and very much just move on and allow time to. I think the world moves too fast for you to kind of stop and think. So I'm very much just in the moment, which is like an impulsive side of me. But when I'm not doing anything, which is like just chilling on the couch or whatever, I don't ever really think. I just kind of just sit there.
Do you have an internal dialogue?
I think everybody does, but I do, but it's really only if I'm lit. If I'm lit,
It's more active.
Yeah, I'll be like, I'll think more, but I'm also locked into something more. But it's not till I really like talk with people that I maybe get out what I would be thinking of, what I would be recollecting on. But mostly, like if I'm by myself, it's not thinking about what had happened or how it could change. It's more of I'm in right this second. Let me just do this second and the next second, as opposed to like, could this have been handled differently? Could I have done this differently? Because I feel that a lot of people waste time recollecting on stuff and thinking about it, as opposed to changing it and doing other things that you need to. It's kind of like a football type thing. Like you forget, like if you got it, like if you were the person that calls that flag on the last play or penalty or something like that,
Yep.
on the
6
next
second
one,
memory.
next play, next thing, get your fucking head out of your ass, figure it out, get to it. So that's my mentality, and I don't know if it's just because of the sports thought of it, but
I think I'm kind of with Amir on this, on the reflecting part. Like there are certain things that you just come up in your head, like when you're sitting by yourself and you think about like how I could have handled the situation differently, and it could have been from like 4 years ago, and it's not like I don't want to get past it or that I haven't got past it, but that thought's in my head now, and now I have to think it through, and I do that quite often. Where like I'll think of a specific person that I said something to, and they probably don't even fucking remember it, and I'm just like, why did I do that?
But do you feel like that's shaped how you interact with people going forward?
What do you mean?
Like, so I have the same kind of thoughts. Like I say something I said mean or was ignorant of me, and I said that in the past, and now, like that's almost like a reoccurring theme. Like, you know, I talked about earlier how I literally walk myself through what I'm gonna say, because I think of those back to those times where I like was offended someone, and I just have to make sure, like, hey, is this going to offend somebody? You know, I did this one time. Is this going to continue? Am I going to say something that is similar to that? And so those memories help shape how I interact with people going forward.
I don't think it does for me. I think conversations I have with people are just unique experiences, individual conversations. Like I won't correlate that in my memory to something that happened in the past. It's just a brand new interaction. But I will have that process of sitting by myself and thinking about conversations that have no relevance in my life. Don't matter. I could be over it, and the thought's there. Now we're
yeah, you'll just replay it, even though it's you've resolved it.
Yeah.
it's kind of like what my sister was bringing up something the other day. She texted me. She's like, "I'm so sorry about like forgetting this." I'm like, "I don't care. Like you could never do anything to me that'd be that bad. And if it is, I would bring it up. Like, don't ever sweat the small stuff in reality, whether it is." And she's like, "It's big to me." I'm like, but to me, it doesn't matter. Like anything you do will not hurt me enough for me to, if it is, I'll bring it up. But if I'm not bringing it up, don't even worry about it.
I feel like I'm on the same page of my close friends won't do anything that offends me. I'm not going to get mad.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's outliers, but it's nothing to burn bridges and stuff.
Don't
but
talk to his girl if he calls dibs.
Yeah, right? I'll fucking call dibs on my girl, bro.
Sorry, dude.
I do self-reflect and then think, like, I'm the opposite of what you asked. So I do reflect on, like, how it affected people, how it made them feel. Because I went through a phase of life of just being in my feelings and being a fucking, like, an introverted,
The My Chemical
emotional
Romance
person.
stage.
What was it?
The My Chemical Romance stage.
Yeah, since middle school, but way more within the lyrics. And I went through a phase after high school of like reaching out to people and apologizing for something I had said, because it just felt better to acknowledge to them, hey, like I fucked up, and I felt like I fucked up, and I want you to know that that's not me anymore, and you know, hopefully we can
I could see
grow or whatever. But I don't really do that anymore. By reaching out, at least I definitely reflect, because at the end of the day, I don't want to offend people. Obviously there's outliers to that too. You know, if we're in Miami and I'm fucking drunk and someone offends me, then I don't care. I'm gonna offend you back. But that's once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? More often than not, my goal is to bring a good energy and a good vibe, to the best of my capability, and leave my problems to myself. So I'm always curious, like, am I saying something that offends people? Am I doing something that's making people think differently me in a negative way that I can work on? And I think that revolves as being a professional as well, because you kind of have to take criticism, professional criticism, which I just had an experience with someone from work where she got a not so good review and I did, and I just tried to explain to her like, part of our job is to take criticism on the chin, because at the end of the day, you're showing up for work, you're doing your job. They're not gonna fire you for being bad right now, because the point of being bad now is to be better in the future. So I take that mindset and apply it to my everyday life. Because of course, I want to be better tomorrow than I was today. And I mean, I do that by reflecting, but I also like having these conversations because I'm curious on why people think the way they think and how and what stems those thoughts for them. Because not like, Dylan could tell us all a joke and we'll all have 4 different reactions to it because of what our immediate response is to it. And I think that allows me to better, not have that spike in that makes me think this. And I'm like, okay, maybe I think like this time, or maybe naturally that spike kind of comes down if you're catching my reference. Like, I'm
I
not
get it.
triggered immediately, but
You know, it is interesting that, like you say, whenever you sleep at night, you go through all these different hypotheticals and all this stuff. And I think that is telling for how quick you are in just regular conversation. Like even, doing the videos and stuff like that, you're very quick on responses. And part of that, I feel like, is because in one way or another, you've gone through this before. Like, you've thought through similar situations. You thought of what you would say in these situations. And I'm not saying you are memorized lines and stuff, but you're just faster because you've thought through these situations.
You said Wellington stuff?
Huh?
What'd you say? You said you're fast because you Wellington? What'd you say?
You've thought through this stuff. Like
Thought
you
well into.
thought,
Oh,
yeah,
well
thought
into.
yeah.
I thought you were referencing
Beef
Wellington. I was
No,
like, I don't know about that.
no beef Wellingtons.
Haven't thought about that one yet.
Yeah.
See you at 5 a.m. when
Sorry,
I'm going to bed.
gotta throw some
Fuck, what is
screwballs
he
in there.
talking
every now and
about?
then.
Wellington.
Gotta throw the curve
Kidding me,
every now and then.
Yeah, I also feel like it helps me be more empathetic.
Mm.
Because I'm a very honest person at the end of the day, and me being honest then comes with coming off as aggressive or negative in certain situations, which at the end of the day, the truth hurts. And I'm not afraid to say how I feel, but I have been better about refraining on what needs to be said, which not everything also needs to be said. So that's something I've been working on, because at the end of the day, if someone does something stupid, maybe they're thinking of it too, and I'm just fucking egging them on by speaking on it, where at the end of the day, they're probably going to reflect on it, and I like to think that they reflect on it. But, yeah.
No, it's a valid point. Like you have to think about what, like, confronting someone. Confrontation can lead to benefits. It can make people more aware. It can make people address a certain situation because you're bringing it to light. But also, confrontation can be just purely out of disapproval, and disapproval can lead to, people questioning what they already were, and they begin to doubt themselves, and it's a fine line, especially when you're dealing with friends and family and loved ones. You want to, usually at a confrontation, you want to both sides to benefit, but a lot of times that can lead to, separation. And
I agree. I think I am capable of explaining a confrontation in a way that I want it to be more of a learning and growing versus a, like, we're going to cut each other off and distance ourselves, because I don't want that. At the end of the day, I feel like maybe no one has said it to you. Maybe I should be the one to say it to you. But in order for you to grow and understand that maybe what you're saying is wrong, or what you're doing without realizing is more negative than you think.
that's more telling about the recipient than affect.
Which I just don't think people have been exposed if they're so quick to cut people off. And, no blame to them. Not everyone tries to explain things. I just think people are more in the moment to then say, okay, like, I get it, which I think is dramatic, and that has a negative connotation to it, but it's just the word. It's
true.
Dramatic. But I think as you grow, you just kind of either get used to it and are aware of it, or you do distance yourself and you're comfortable with that. But I don't feel like that's us. We've been friends for this long, so all of us are on the same page. At least we're not afraid to speak on these things because of, like I said, at the end of the day, no one's gonna do anything here that's gonna affect me to where I don't want to be your friend, unless you fucking steal my girl. But whatever. But only in Miami. You get
Only
one
in
fucking
Miami.
time and you did it. All right.
I'm gonna steal your girl, dude.
If a girl's ever gonna
she's
get
in love with
stolen, it's gonna be in Miami.
Mr. 305.
Yeah, Mr. 305, not Mr. Worldwide.
Mhm.
But no. This was supposed to be a Happy New Year episode. We're getting real deep.
We're reflecting, man.
We're getting dark in
This
the
is
dark.
that's the key. This is not the new year yet. We are in the last days of 2023. This is us realizing what we did wrong, where we can improve on, and continuing to do that.
This is the New Year's.
Huh?
This is the New Year's.
The
It's
last
New
day
Year's
of
today,
2023?
baby.
Yeah. I guess we did the countdown.
It's
already,
New Year's
didn't we?
Day right now.
Okay.
Happy New Year's. It's
we-
2024.
Yep, we've got our pyrotechnician loading up the fireworks right now.
Fair enough.
Take me to your girlfriend's house.
Because I'm going to steal her. Piece of shit.
Man, it wasn't only Miami, right? He yells at me this no matter what we do.
Yeah, because there's a fucking repetitive behavior of I saying, yo, that girl's hot. And you're like, you know what? She is
But what if I
hot.
already think she's hot? And then you
Say it first.
I
I
think
don't
we need
wanna say it. I
to.
don't think you need to say it. I think you just
That's what we do.
you live your life quarter mile at a time.
That's what we
And
do.
for that 10 seconds or less,
At the end of the day,
nothing else matters.
all we want is someone in the group to take that girl home.
No.
I feel like that's how it should be.
False.
Take her home or
As
take her
a-
home to mama.
Both.
That's the same thing.
In reality, we're all
No,
trying to take.
It
little
is for me,
tougher.
but no.
A little tougher for some of us.
We're all trying to take someone home to mama.
Come on, dude. Too soon.
Who? What does that mean?
We get it.
Yeah.
Mm.
You'll get it on the replay.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
okay.
Jesus Christ.
Damn it, dude.
Went a little dark there.
I know. Come on
All
now.
right, don't burn the mics.
Too late.
Don't
This-
burn the chairs.
What are you handing us? Roman candles
Sparklers.
or sparklers? Nice.
Sparklers for New
Mr.
Year's.
Sparkle.
Can I put the mic
I would,
in the fog?
I would love a nice little Roman candle war.
Oh, then come to my house New Year's today.
About to
Tonight.
smoke bomb Dylan's truck.
I will be at
Oh, wait, that's right. You're going to the game.
Jordan Family's house.
Always something.
Oh, you're not going to the
J-Fam,
game. You're going
baby.
to watch the game in
Yeah,
Florida.
we're gonna have the 30-footer blown up.
Wow. Who invited?
Light me, fam.
Wingardium
Put it in the
Leviosa.
fire.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Spell my
Year.
name like I always do.
To the pursuit of happiness, to life, love, to friendship, to discipline.
Is that anybody
And
anybody
growth.
anybody can tell me what this is?
Oh God.
The Disney sign?
The Disney sign,
Yeah.
I was going to say a wiener, but
Disney Channel original
Do the
movie.
Disney Channel login.
I don't know.
So- no one does.
What is it?
oh, man. I have epilepsy. Oh.
And
That's
I'm
actually
Tyler
pretty cool.
from Wizards of Waverly Place.
Hey, Tyler was on Wizard of Waverly Place.
You're watching Disney Channel.
and you're
You're
watching,
watching.
Disney
That's it.
Channel.
Yep. My name is Drake Long, the American Dragon.
Coming up next, Halloween
well, I said
Town
it was Jake
2.
Long.
Jake Long it is, but I said Drake, which is
It's
a
January,
ripoff
but
of
coming up
Dragon.
next, Halloween Town 2.
The Halloween
Oh.
towns fell off after 2.
Are we signing
There's
out?
only 3, I thought.
There's like 5, I think.
I think there's
How long
only
we been on?
3.
It could be 3. The third one is not good.
We logging?
Yeah, I think,
I think Sharp has the log.
yeah. And that'll do it for
Sharp logged out 2 hours
2023.
ago.
Here we are, the
Perfect.
pod, middle ground, shooting some sparklers, going into 2024. We got Amir, the Zin Daddy. Mike Sharpie, the big bad bulldog.
Did the firework fall into the fire?
Smoked it out.
We got Brucey, big deal Brucey. I'll give him a nickname for 2024. And then we got Dingy Dingbats swinging hammers. See you guys next week.
Later.
Bye. I didn't log out hours ago. Bruce was just on a different level this week.
Dude, he was alpha AF.
Yeah. He was just on a different level.